Hi, welcome back to the Not Only Carrots cooking show. I'm Tamar.
And I'm Leah, and this is kale. And it can taste really bad if you don't know how to cook it right. But today we're going to share a really yummy recipe with you so it can taste really good. Okay, today our special superfood kale is the meal of the day. This is a delicious side dish. It goes great with those vegan meaty sausages that we've cooked in our last season, and delicious too with the walnut patties. So we'll send links somewhere on the screen or down below in the description. So this is what kale is. It's a dark green leafy vegetable, super healthy, full of calcium, iron, protein, something you should be eating every day. It's on the list of green foods. You can eat as much of it as you want. Now, kale is grown and has these big stalks, and the stalks are really woody and not the greatest. They are great for juicing, but not really for eating. So what we like to do is give them a rinse off, because they do get a fair bit of dirt sort of down the center there. But if you hold them upside down and grip them and then push as you pull the stalk, it comes off pretty well. Oh yeah, it did come off. So your stalks, you can just get rid of them. You don't need the stalk. All right, so now we're going to just take our leaves and you actually want to cut them quite skinny, like, oh, had a grub, golly grub. All right, you actually want to cut them quite slim, so that you're getting these little pieces of kale, because kale is quite a chewy green leafy veggie, and if you leave it in big chunks like this, you're going to be having an Arnold Schwarzenegger jaw by the end of your meal, so don't do that. Cut them nice and skinny. So Tamar's doing a good job over there.
It smells so good.
It does, doesn't it? I've actually already prepared a bunch of kale here that we're going to chop up. So this is all rinsed already and de-stalked. Here you are. Pop that in the middle, leave that in the middle now. And we'll just chop this up now. So Tamar, tell me what you reckon about kale, this recipe.
Really yummy.
Why do you like it? What is it about it?
It's
It's
sour.
sour. We are going to add some lemon juice to our kale recipe, and it does make it kind of sour. It's similar. If you like pickles or sauerkraut, this recipe is just up there. It's really good. Very, very delicious. And I even had friends who serve kale with like a creamy bechamel sauce, and that's really nice too. But I do find it's sort of like the creamy lasagna sauce, and it is just yummy. But I do find lemon just lifts it. It's just yummy. Really, really good. It is very yummy. And it freezes. It freezes really well. So what I do, like in my fridge at the moment, this is actually one of 4 bunches that I purchased, and I'm going to cook all of it up and just freeze it. Our family eats pretty much a bunch in a meal. So that's for 2 adults and 2 kids, but our kids really love kale, so perhaps you'd eat a little bit less, but as I said before, it's one of those things you can eat a lot of it and it doesn't matter. You want some more, Tamar? You can do the last bit for me. There we go. And if you've got a little one who wants to help, but perhaps they're not at the point of using a knife yet, they can tear it. So yeah, so they can tear it up, and it's not quite as fast, but it's definitely an option.
But you're okay using a knife, aren't you, little one? I'm not little.
I'm not little. All right, so then you just wipe your hands on your, no, don't do that. All right.
Your hands on, Mummy.
No, not on my nice apron. All right, so that's all of our kale, little pieces, well, mostly little, rip up any that I accidentally got missed. And now what you're going to do is grab a pan, quite a big pan, so that you can cook this up. As you can see, it's bulky, it's going to take up a lot of space, but it does reduce as it's heated. So
This will look like
yeah,
that much.
So as you can see, this is a good sort of before and after. It's to the top, and we'll put it back in here at the end, and you'll get an idea of how much it reduces. All right, we'll get cleaned off, and we will come right back and cook it up for you. Okay, I've got my pan heated to medium high. Whack it lower if it smells like it's getting a bit out of control, because burnt kale is disgusting. I've burnt it about 3 times in my life and it's just miserable, and I'm one of those people who hates throwing things away, and I cannot fix it. Once you burn it, it's all over. So don't burn your kale. So I'm going to put it on medium just to make sure, because this is a new pan, very flash, new pan. All right, we're going to start off with our kale first. This is going to go straight into our pan. Tamar. Okay, and straight away we're going to get 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. It has a lovely full flavour, but if you are not keen on full flavoured oil, then you can use regular olive oil or even just rice bran oil would be fine. Now quickly we're going to pour our water over the top of it straight away and add to our kale 1 teaspoon of vegetable stock or vegetable broth powder. And that is going to give a lovely flavour and also add some salt.
Tablespoon or teaspoon?
Teaspoon. Did I say tablespoon? Don't put that much in. Woo! Then you'll have your salt intake for the year in one meal. It's kind of efficient, you know, but I'm not keen on it. A flat one, flat, it's salty. Perfect, that'll do. All right, sprinkle over the top. And now that I know it's not going to burn out of control, I'll turn my temperature up a little bit. All right. And now a heaped teaspoon of garlic. All of these things, the lemon juice, garlic, if you want to use fresh, go ahead if you've got it. Perfect, throw it in. And 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. A tablespoon, yes. Now make sure you shake it first because it's a store-bought one. Yeah, perfect. Now, there is a lot of liquid in kale naturally. So, lean over. Ooh. You don't need to worry about the fact that there's not a lot of liquid in the meal. If you like it a little more zingy, zing, zang, zoom, you can add more lemon juice. And sometimes, depending on the brand, some are more zingy than others. Not all zings are created equal. Right, all right, so pop your lid on top. And as I said, keep an eye on it. You don't want it to catch, but because it has a lot of liquid in it, you will find that the kale releases its own liquid and it's really good.
Smells so good.
Yeah. It does smell really good. So we're going to leave this now for a few minutes, anywhere from 5 or a little bit more minutes, and you actually want the kale to get quite wilted. There is a theory out there that's sort of an old wives' tale about greens that don't overcook them and you'll ruin them and you lose all the nutrient value, but the nutrients are staying there. We've got it in the pot. It's not going anywhere. Every bit of the nutrients is going to go into me when I eat it. So the longer you cook the kale for, it actually gets really soft and it's much easier to chew and also digest because it breaks down all of the plant things that need to go. I don't know what they're called. It just does. I can't even, it's the cells and it breaks down. Look, I'll send a link. I'll link a thing there. I'll link something up there. Dr. Michael Greger talks about it. I'm not a scientist. I just like kale. So anyway, very good. We'll leave this to go now because it's going to take a few minutes just to get all cooked. And yeah.
You wouldn't like to chew on that.
Well, you can actually eat it raw in a salad as well, but you do want to chop it up small because it's hard to chew. Do you like it raw? Yeah? Okay. All right, see you soon. Okay guys, just so you know, this lid of mine is a new one and it's got a hole and it's letting all the steam out. Normally I've got a little turning contraption on the top, a knob that can turn and not let the steam out. So I'm going to add extra water to mine because all the steam just released, which is kind of ridiculous. But anyway, and I turned my temperature right down. So I'm going to add extra water. Keep an eye on it. If you've got a pot that can actually, or a pan where you can actually keep the steam in the whole time, that's actually what you want. So I'm a bit frustrated about this hole in the lid, but you can add extra water because it's just evaporating off the water. So I noticed mine was catching. I quickly put it down to a slightly lower temperature, but yes, just keep an eye on that as you're doing your cooking. Okay guys, we did a life hack. I threw some blue tack on the top of my pot because it was just releasing so much steam, the total opposite to what normally would happen. So I'm now turning my pan off. Our kale is ready. I ended up adding another bit of water as well. There was just too much steam releasing. So keep an eye on that if yours is strange like mine is. All right, make sure you always open the lid away from yourself and don't be like Tamar. Steam is hot. Don't touch the hole where the steam comes out because it hurts. All right. Kale girl, we're going to now show you how the kale reduced. So we're going to pop it in our bowl and give you an idea of how much kale, or how much one bunch makes. Because you can see a big bunch and you can think, wow, that's so much kale. But, hang on, I might even be able to help you out. If you, reduce it down, you'll see it doesn't actually make loads. But you can also see how when you cook it, you can actually eat more of it because, oh, I didn't actually aim very well. Oh no. Oh, a bit of a mess. Okay. All right, grab those last little bits. Okie dokie. So,
It was all the way up to there. I was right, almost.
yeah, so it was actually pretty much to the brim, and it's reduced down to just this small little bit. So we'll put it in a nice bowl now so that we can show you. Here our Tamar, we'll tip some of it out. Can you drag out anything? And that would go very nicely, here you are, very nicely with those meaty sausages, as I mentioned earlier, walnut patties. It's even yummy on the side with lasagna, vegan lasagnas, and just delicious. It has that lemony zing to it. It's got the garlic in there. It's just one of our family favorites. We have it probably every week when I've actually had a chance to buy lots of kale and freeze it, and it's easy to reheat. I don't know, I can't say anything better about it. It's just so good, isn't it? What do you reckon? Want to encourage some of those kids out there?
Eat kale, it's so good.
It is so good. And as Tamar's shirt says here, friends, not food. So eat this. This is food. This is good. So eat this stuff.
Not this stuff.
Not this stuff. All right, guys. Tamar and her sister Eden have a kids edition of the Not Only Carrots cooking show. And we got lots of comments about Tamar's Aussie Three Bears breakfast and what you can eat for breakfast as a vegan kid. And lots of people want to see more of that. So leave a comment below of a recipe or a suggestion for something that Tamar and Eden could do for the Not Only Carrots Kids Edition. We are excited, and today we're actually going to be shooting our very first one for 2019. So we hope that you will, of course, subscribe, like, comment, share with your friend, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.